Hello to the three of you. How are you guys doing, Ben, Claude, and
Hi,
Sophia?
good. How are you?
I'm good. I got to tell you, I got really wrapped up in your lives. So thanks so much for this.
Oh my
And
That's
I also
crazy.
want,
gosh.
That's so crazy.
yeah, it is crazy, right? Okay, so,
Uh-huh.
Ben, let's just start with you because I always wonder when I watch these reality shows, especially ones where everybody is just so open with their lives. Ben,
Mhm.
let's start with you because I always, I'm curious, like, what is the audition process like? And what's going through your head saying, like, I got to really open up here. Like, I can't just sit there and keep my mouth shut, you know?
Yeah, you're talking about the audition process for the show?
Well, just, the whole process of getting on and why,
Mm.
who gets chosen? Like, why do you think you got chosen? Let's start with you.
I don't even know. I wonder that myself. I talk to other young creative people and I'm like, dude, could have been you, you know? But I know I'm a very open person and I have things going on in my life, and it was pretty easy for me. We had multiple interviews and there was one that was like an hour and a half where I talked to one of the producers of the show, and I literally told them everything. They were curious about, what books I was reading or what shows I was watching, what movies I was watching, like what people I
Right.
hang out with, where I go, so they made it easier for me to open up. And when someone gives you that space to really express yourself, like that's so valuable and golden. So, I love being open. I think being vulnerable is massively important. So
Yeah.
it wasn't too difficult for me to do that. And I think they probably saw that.
And Claude, so for you, let's expand on that because here you are, you're talking to the camera, like when you guys have your interviews, and you're very, very open. And then of course the cameras are following you guys like pretty much 24/7. So Claude, address that because what is that like? How do you kind of get to a point where you're ignoring these cameras and just feel relaxed?
Well, I think I became really close to the crew and I was spending so much time with them. And when you're actually filming a show like this, it's not like, you know, we don't talk ever. Like we interrupt it all the time and I'm talking to the people behind the scenes and
Sure.
having like the conversation with like the director on set. Like
Yeah.
it's not just so like, oh, I don't notice this camera that happens to be following me. Like it's very
Right,
much
right.
another, I don't know, they're really present. And so it's not, I guess what is weird is just like the awkwardness of being in public with 20 people that are just filming you. But
Yeah.
I don't know, you sort of accept that that's what your job
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I get it, for sure. Sophia, for you, first of all, what you've accomplished at your age, holy mackerel! Like I don't even think I knew what I wanted to do at 21. Like,
Oh
whoa!
my God.
So congratulations, honestly. Like your work is phenomenal. Like all of you, like seriously. But Sophia, like once you got involved with this and started to grow and got used to being on the show, how did it change you as a person? What did you learn about yourself that maybe you didn't know before you started this process?
Ooh, I mean, I definitely learned that my life is not typical. You take so many things for granted every day because you
Yeah.
think you just do them every day. I didn't realize I take so many chances every day and I do not, play by the rules. And that's definitely something that is interesting for viewers to watch. And yeah, I definitely learned that about myself. I also learned that I'm taking on a bigger role as maybe a role model to other young kids of color
Yeah.
that haven't seen themselves on the big screen before, and other weird kids and goofy kids and quirky kids that maybe
Yeah.
don't at school and stuff. So yeah, I just learned that I'm taking on a big role for myself.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That was actually kind of where I was going to go because I can address this to the other two of you because you are going to get young folks watching this. No question about it. And each one of them are going to see something in themselves in one of you. So Ben, how does that make you feel when you can represent your true self and be so honest and have, even if one kid comes up to you that sees it and goes, oh my God, like, boy, you changed my life. Like would that feel like for you?
I'm so incredibly grateful. I mean, whenever that happens in real life and you have that moment where you talk to somebody and you see each other, I mean, that's what makes life so wonderful is like that,
Mm.
those moments of recognition of like common people that are just out there living with you. So I'm incredibly grateful that, you know, that can happen. And that's why I try to be so vulnerable, is so I can say like, hey, this is what's happened to me. You know, does that sound like something that's happened to you? Does that like help both of us, you know, form some deeper understanding about something? So yeah, just generally super grateful for that to potentially, and yeah, I guess will happen.
And Claude, how about for you? You know, great role model, and I'm sure there's so many teens out there that are experiencing what you've gone through. You know, what are you hoping that they'll get from your story?
I mean, you know, I've never thought of myself as a role model, but
Yeah, but that's going to change. That's going to change. Like for all of you, seriously.
Yeah.
It's
No.
But you know, I don't know, like I hope they think like maybe I have my shit together to some degree, and maybe that's aspirational, like just like stay composed and
Yeah.
like follow your gut. Let's say that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's an important show because it really, you know, and one thing I was wondering too, I mean, Sophia, you can take this one, you know, does being in New York City help you, you know, open up more, or did you find it was more constricting? Did you guys feel because you were in New York, it helped you be a better you?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in New York, born and raised. So, but I definitely credit like growing up in New York for like all of my success and my happiness and like everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like being in New York, you have to open up a lot. You have to talk to different people from different walks of life a lot. And you have to be yourself and be authentically you to get
Right.
by even. So filming this show, that wasn't really a hard thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, Claude, you are also from New York, but Ben, you're not. So what was that like for you coming into this big city?
I think the city also encourages people to be open. You know, you walk around, you know, whatever neighborhood you live in, and you very quickly see that people are really expressing themselves and like really being true to themselves. And I see people dressing and being in ways that I've never seen before and have never seen in Texas. And so
Right.
everything just is incredibly authentic. And so I think the city really, it's hard to resist not doing the dive into yourself and trying to discover what other things are that you like, you know, in art, in your personal life, in your love life, you know, like the city just pushes you to explore whether you want to or not. And I think people that come here, you know, kind of have that, there's a certain call that New York has. And you just, yeah, you learn so much about it yourself that you didn't know that was even
Yeah,
there.
amazing. Amazing. Well, good on you. Thank you so much for your time today, to the three of you. Appreciate it. And thank you for your openness and honesty. I think it's going to make a difference in somebody's life. There's no question. So thank you for that.
Thank
Thank
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thanks so
Okay,
much.
guys,
Bye.
take care. Bye-bye.